Am I good? Is my mic good?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Well, mine's always the one that has problems.
That's fair.
I wanted to make sure.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Dan.
Hello, everyone.
Let me move. I don't have to be doing stuff with OBS this stream, so let's move the chat over here so I can see better.
So we can all see. Lovely.
Sadie's Lackey is awesome. That's funny. I'm actually going to mention a female writer. Griffins and Dragons, lots of magic. Stories from Griffin's point of view. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
There's not many fantasy writers that gives us like the beast's point of view.
Can I just maybe
Yeah, I mean, move it
there
wherever.
so people can see me.
Yes, we want that. Spotify playlist for music inspired by her work. That's cool.
I know a lot of writers do that. Well, their like post their playlists of music that inspires them to write and stuff. That's pretty common.
Oh,
Especially
okay. I
with
didn't know if it was like music that inspired them or if it was like music to listen to while you read the book.
I mean,
like go along with it.
I know a lot of writers will post like a playlist of this is what I listened to while I wrote this book and listen to it while you read it or whatever. But that's cool.
Are you thinking about that while you write your book? What music you're going to post on your Spotify playlist after you're a big time author?
No.
Here you go, people. Listen to this and you will be writing in no time.
Not even close.
One song and inspiration hits.
I haven't even written anything yet. I'm still just coming up with ideas.
Like half a notebook full. Wait, what are you always writing then?
That's a fan fiction.
Oh, I thought that was your like novel that you're
No.
working on.
No. It's a fan fiction to like practice writing.
Well, okay.
To like practice my skills.
When are we going to read that? That's gonna
We're
be interesting.
not going to read that.
Why
actually,
not?
Because no.
We got to give you
No, it's
feedback.
No. It's super personal. No. Absolutely.
I'll read it. We'll switch it up.
No.
You write, I read.
No, you don't want to read that fan fiction. You don't want to read that, actually.
It can't be worse than some of the things we read.
No.
Try reading Methods of Rationality, a Harry Potter fanfic. It shows Harry as a rationalist. Now, see, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, you would read that.
I would really enjoy that. I want to read that now.
Of course you do. I don't know.
What?
It's
okay. It's not on. It's just highlighting everything.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
there we go.
Dan he says he's in a bad data spot, so he's like behind us.
I'm so sorry, Dan. I hate
Dan, catch up.
So yeah, today thought we'd do something different because I'm tired of looking up like good fantasy. And anytime you ask someone, hey, what's a good fantasy to read? First thing they say, Lord of the Rings. I know. We know. Everyone knows.
We all know that Lord of the Rings is a fantasy series. We all know.
So I was hoping today.
And for those of us that have actually read all of Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion and the Hobbit, we are aware of the incredible masterpiece that it is. However, I'm just going to talk about Lord of the Rings for just a second. Lord of the Rings was published a long time ago. The language of Lord of the Rings is considered difficult by today's standards.
It is?
It is. It is considered difficult to read. The language and sentence structure is considered somewhat archaic by today's standards. And a lot of people have a hard time getting into it and reading it because of the way that Tolkien writes. However, I think it's brilliant. I think it is a a triumph of humanity, if you will. However, some people just literally cannot handle reading Lord of the Rings. They just can't. Some people cannot do it. The books are slow moving. You could argue that they're slow moving. They're very dense, right? And some people don't want that shit. So when someone says, "What's a good fantasy?" maybe take into account like what they want to read and how they read. And for some people, Lord of the Rings is just too freaking heavy and too dense and too much, and that's not what they're looking for. So while it's great and it's brilliant and I absolutely love it, depending on the individual, like I'm not going to recommend it to you if like maybe you're dyslexic and it takes you a long time to read and you're like I can't handle this because it's too dense, or I want something more fast paced or whatever. um
Oh no, I'll always recommend it, no
I
matter
mean,
what.
I'll recommend it, but if then they come back at me and say, well, blah 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 blah, then I'll say, okay, well, try this instead.
But what we're here to do today is look at some of the hidden gems, or what to read after you're done with Lord of the Rings. I think Portal Wars Saga and Hunger Games are the best two fantasies to be followed by How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon was a book?
Yes, it's a book series.
I did not know that.
Cressida Cresswell wrote a series called How to Train Your Dragon. There's a bunch of books.
See, this is what I want to do. Finding hidden gems.
I would not consider Hunger Games to be fantasy. I don't think so. I think it's dystopian alternate reality. I don't think it's fantasy.
That falls under fantasy. That's like just a subgenre of fantasy.
Dystopian future or whatever.
Depending on how it is. I mean, dystopian future can be like sci-fi, could be fantasy, can be a lot of different things.
Hunger Games have magic and blah blah blah. Not that magic is
I
essential
watched
for
the first
fantasy.
movie. I never read the books.
I never read the books either, but like based on what I
I
know
was
of,
too old at the time. Like
I
they
was
didn't
also I was
interest me when they came out.
I was also too old. But based on what I've heard about Hunger Games, I don't know if it would technically qualify as fantasy or so much as like pure dystopian literature.
See, I put dystopian underneath other genres because you can have different types of dystopia.
Yeah, I guess that's.
Um, so yeah, I would count it as fantasy, I think,
I don't know if I would, but
because it's definitely not sci-fi.
no, it's not sci-fi. Definitely not. Um, but I feel
John
like
Gardner's
would
In
you
the Suicide
consider?
Mountains isn't a series, but it's a deep and fantastic short read.
I mean, the
See,
title is intriguing,
I know,
right?
and see,
I'm intrigued by the title.
I like those because I think too many authors try to do like these deep fantasy series that runs like 3 or 4 books deep. It's nice to just have the quick one-offs.
Food in that theater.
No, I didn't, but maybe there was like a treat left in there.
Okay,
That's why
good.
he's trying to get in. Um, so obviously there's Harry Potter and stuff like that,
I
but
will 100% recommend Harry Potter to every single person, regardless. Hands down, I will straight up say don't watch the movies, read the books. They're absolutely incredible. There is something for everyone in there.
um,
That's driving me nuts. I can't.
I was about to say I'm about to go pick it up.
Take it.
world that prohibits magic, Otto Shanks, a prince, comes across a hidden tower and the ghost of a sorceress trapped in a mirror who ends up training him to perform magic. Interesting. That haven't read that. That sounds familiar, like that plot. Does the sorceress turn out to be like evil, and then he has to use the magic he's learned against her to defeat her? Oh, no worries, Dan. You okay? Okay. So first one I'm gonna recommend. We're just gonna start off big. I'm gonna go with The Witcher. Too many people have not read this book, and it is so good. I don't take the show for any indication of how good it is. The show at season 2 just went off the rails. And season 3 is just, I don't know, doing its own thing. I don't even know. It has Geralt and Ciri and Yennefer, but that's about it. That's the only thing it follows.
Away,
Yeah.
and I was watching it,
Mm-hmm.
and um, you can tell me if this is. Tell me what you think about this. So, um, they get found out, and then Geralt and Yennefer come up with a plan to have Ciri travel alone with the little guy. Um, and Yasker,
Yeah. AKA Dandelion.
Dandelion, and lure the, the mage out
Yeah.
that's like tracking her. And they cut to Yasker.
Did they
And
come across the temple?
no,
No, they probably will.
well, they hadn't left when I stopped watching.
But either way, that's kind of like the plot of. Well, no, she wasn't completely alone. But either way, it's around the same plot as like the second book or something like that. So they're like jumping around really bad. It's like they're piecing in
And then
little pieces.
Yasker
But
was like supposed to deliver Ciri to somebody. I don't know who those two
spoilers here.
They're like these two characters, and they're like, you were supposed to deliver the girl, and you haven't done anything, and blah blah blah. And like this lady is like throwing him out because he cheated on her or something. And then the little guy shows up, and he's like, your friends need your help. And he goes, of course they do. And I'm just sitting here going, what the hell is happening right now? I don't even know what's going on.
I mean, I don't even know when I read the book.
Okay, that explains it enough. They are literally taking a giant shit on the story. Okay.
But the reason why I would recommend The Last Wish, technically not the first book in the series, but it's a great way to find out if you even want to get into the series, because this is basically a collection of short stories. It's season 1, but it actually has a way of knowing what is present and what is past and what comes before what and that sort of thing. And it can just be a standalone book. You can just read this and you don't feel like you've wasted your time. Just enjoy it, and then you don't even have to continue the story.
So even if you like it and you're like, I like this, but I don't feel like continuing onward and
You
reading the
don't
next
feel like
one,
reading I think there's 10 books.
you could just read this and just be satisfied with just that and
Exactly.
move on.
You won't be. It's great. And I
Recommend you keep going,
Yeah.
right?
I think anyone would want to keep going.
I mean, it's on my to read list.
Yeah. I think you would like it.
Probably would. I got other things to read first. I gotta finish this third book in the series that I want to talk about. So
It's got all the great like fantasy tropes, dragons, manticores, just all.
yeah, there's lots of magical creatures in it. And from what I understand, the cool thing about The Witcher is it's similar to Harry Potter in the sense that he pulls a lot of creatures and ideas from a lot of other cultures and kind of seamlessly integrates them into like the world that he's built. And he also pulls from like fairy tales and other things, but it's just like woven into the story so that you don't even think about it until later and you're just like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Yeah. There's, I won't go into too much detail about it in case someone wants to check it out, but there is one story that is pretty much Beauty and the Beast, but
Yeah.
more gory.
Yeah. Um which I think is a hallmark of a really well read good author. If you can write a story and pull from other cultures and other literature and really make it your own and make it seamless, it shows that number one, you're a good writer, you're a good storyteller. Number two, you're very, very well read. That you understand all these things and you've taken in all this stuff and you can kind of apply it and take it and make it your own thing. Um,
I'm pretty sure that the author, I don't think, I think he was like a accountant or something.
oh, really?
Yeah, like he wasn't like trying to be a writer or anything. He just wrote some short stories about this Witcher character and it kicked off, and the next thing you know, he's writing a whole series.
Very cool.
And then there's this huge video game franchise based off of it, and now a Netflix series.
I mean, that doesn't mean he's not, even if he wasn't like a literature guy, doesn't mean he wasn't well educated in that
Yeah.
vein. Maybe the dude just read a lot of books. Um,
So that would be my first recommendation
it's
outside of Lord of the Rings. What
it's
would
kind
yours?
of like Andy Weir, who wasn't a writer, but he has written 3 very successful novels.
I know his first novel just blew up.
Blew up, right?
It's out for a week, and they're like, "Can we
This
make
is
a movie of
amazing,
it? Can we
right?
make a movie, please? Take our money."
So, my first recommendation, it can't be Harry Potter, right?
No.
No. Okay. So, my first recommendation um for a really good fantasy series other than Harry Potter would be um the His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman.
I feel like this is your Witcher series because you're telling me I should read it
Yeah.
all the time.
I'm constantly telling him he needs to read these. His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. It is a 3-book series, so it's not huge, although he is currently writing and publishing prequels, which I haven't read. I am 100 pages away from finishing the 3rd and final book. The 3 books are Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. And I have never, like, these books are incredible. These books are so incredible. His writing is just phenomenal. The way that he writes is just unparalleled. Like I've never read anything that just has this. He's so concise, but at the same time he can convey so much detail in a single sentence, whereas Tolkien would take like a paragraph.
So he's kind of like Hemingway.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment. He's just
Hemingway was that way. Like all of his writing was very concise, but
he just picks the correct word every single time. It's brilliant. And I'm kind of scared to talk about it because I really don't want to spoil anything. But there was a movie that came out. It's called The Golden Compass. So I feel like a lot of you would know the Golden Compass movie. It was terrible. It did not follow the story really at all. It was awful. So if you watched The Golden Compass and hated it, don't don't judge these books based on that movie because it had no respect for the source material whatsoever. Um, there is magic and things in it, but this is a fantasy series that is more science based. But it's still magical. There are like multiple universes and things. Um, and it centers on this girl named Lyra and her journey. Um, and if you know anything about Paradise Lost, or if you've read Paradise Lost, there's a lot of heavy religious criticism. This series is one of the most banned series when it comes to fantasy. Um,
All right, there's a good reason to read it.
there even I was talking to Katie, and Katie said that there are differences between the UK publications and the US publications. Philip Pullman is from the UK, and the UK versions are printed as is, but in the United States, they are printed with a lot of things changed and omitted.
Censorship.
Censorship.
So if you can, get the UK edition.
Get a UK copy if you're going to read it. I was lucky enough to have been given UK copies, um, which is pretty nice. And I definitely recommend reading those.
Research is important for writing. J.K. George R. R. Martin and Tolkien did a lot. Yeah, I mean, I know definitely Tolkien. Tolkien did so much research.
Rowling did too, but in a different way.
How so different?
Well, Tolkien was very heavily focused on like language, right? And
And
Europe
mythology, because
in
I mean, so
mythology.
much from his
Um,
book, like religion and mythology.
Rowling focused a lot of her research on mythology, but also on just pure literature, like previous literature that came before, classics and things like that. I feel like Tolkien did the same amount of research. It was just different.
Yeah, Tolkien was like, I'm not gonna do what everyone else did. I'm gonna make something better.
Yes, exactly, Dan. But I highly, highly recommend his Dark Materials. I don't want to talk about any more. There are witches. There are polar bears that wear armor and fight, which is effing cool in and of itself. Armor wearing polar bears. Do I need to say more? Um, there's also so the individuals in this series have demons, and the demon is a physical manifestation of basically your soul, and it's an animal, um and it's like tethered to your being. um
What was it? Death Note?
no.
No? Okay. There were like demons attached to people and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not the same thing though.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same thing. That's just one facet of this series. The demons are very important. um I just I can't highly recommend this enough, and I don't want to talk about anything else because I feel like I'm accidentally going to spoil something. But like, if you want to read fantasy, you gotta read his Dark Materials. I am so glad that Katie kept annoying me to read these because I'm almost done, and they are hands down one of the best fantasy books I've ever read in my life. Like, ever. Like, these have had a huge impact on me. I love these books.
So my next one, you actually reminded me with the demon, and I don't think I have the copy out here. I think it's upstairs. Yeah, I think it's probably in the attic. But well, let me go see what Bailey's doing.
Yeah. Thank you. Hang on, everyone. Bailey is being a bark. Golden compass. It's actually not a compass. It's called an alethiometer. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, dummies. Yeah, everyone knows that.
It's honestly why I hate the fact that the movie is called The Golden Compass. Now that I've read the books, I'm like,
I
wow,
mean,
that's dumb.
golden lithiometer doesn't really roll off the tongue.
It's called Northern Lights.
Maybe there's some copyright issues or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, Either way, speaking of demons, because I thought I had read all these books until Noelle actually told me that there's more. That's the Artemis Fowl series.
I never read those, like any of them.
I know you didn't. They I think the only reason that they didn't do as well as they probably should have is they came out at the same time as Harry Potter. Like they were releasing and they just ended up in the shadow of Harry Potter.
I remember being in school and there were kids who were like, "Do you read Harry Potter? Or do you read Artemis Fowl?" And people would be like, kind of like this about it. But I, like, I always remember just Artemis Fowl, Harry Potter. Like, it, it was bad timing for sure.
Yeah, they just released at the wrong time because they were kind of completely opposite in ways. Because Harry Potter is this kid who doesn't have parents or anything and is super broke, kind of. I finds out he has money, but it's besides the point. Artemis Fowl is somewhat the same. He's an orphan, but he's super rich and brilliant. Basically, Batman as a kid,
Okay.
and
Irish, right? Isn't it Irish?
yeah,
Okay.
discovers this world of fairies and stuff, and it's been so long I can't really remember anything without spoiling it. So yeah, you just enter this world of like fairies underground, and they're like controlling all these mystical things, and then he ends up being a part of that. And I thought I had finished it, but apparently it opens up to the world of like demons and stuff too at like book 6 or something like that. I think Noelle said there were like 9 because I've only read up to like 4 or 5, and I thought I read them all, but I might have to revisit that.
I see. I was obviously so deeply into Harry Potter and never really kind of got out of Harry Potter. I'm still fully in it. And then Artemis Fowl like had come out and people were like, "Oh, you should read it, you should read it." And I just like had Harry Potter tunnel vision and just never read them. And even to this day I'm just like, I don't know if I wanna. Maybe I'd like them, maybe I wouldn't, maybe give it a shot. I actually have a coworker who keeps telling me to read Percy Jackson because she just is adamant about how bad the movie was and how good the series is, and I'm like, but we've also had a lot of people on here tell us like read Percy Jackson. It's so good. So that's like
About
another
you
one.
reading Artemis Fowl at this point is I don't know if they're too childish. I can't really remember the writing style. I mean, I read it when I was like 11 or 12 or something like that. So it like fit in my age range.
I feel like that is the thing that like Harry Potter has going for it is that you could there is a timeless quality to the writing that you could keep going back to it. And that's also what I really like about his Dark Materials. His Dark Materials is marketed as like children's literature, but in a lot of ways it's really really not. And it's written in a way that you could read it at any age and really um
Something from it.
it really take a lot away from it. It's very much written that any person could pick this book up regardless of their age and enjoy it. And I feel like Harry Potter is the same way, but people have like the children's literature bias. That's why they don't read it.
Well, the first book is very like children's based,
it,
so
it
they get
is,
into it and they're just like,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know about Artemis Fowl. I couldn't say.
Like I said, it only popped into my head really because Noelle told me that I hadn't read all of them when I thought I read all of them.
Oh.
I know. How dare my middle school self not pay attention to that?
How dare you?
Either way,
Oh, Dan, how far did you get in the books? Dan said he watched the movie and he was like, "Oh, I wanted to read the books, the His
oh,
Dark Materials series."
oh, nice.
I do want to watch the show. I've heard the show is actually really good, but I want to finish the books first.
His Dark Materials.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
Like,
that only in like UK Netflix or something like that?
no, I think it's on Amazon. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Um, but Katie said it's actually really good. Like the show is true to the books, and it's really good. So
I guess the ultimate debate: show or book first.
I gotta finish the. I would read the books first. I haven't even seen the show, but I would read the books first.
I'm always the type of person that says show and movie first.
No, because then I read the books and I know what's gonna happen, and then stuff happens that didn't happen in the show, and I'm like, what? I
That's
would
the best part
read the books first. I always want to read the books
because you get
first.
like everything summarized in the show or movie, and then the book just fills in all the gaps.
For you. That's what's so much fun about reading a
No,
book
it isn't
is you
because then
don't
you can
imagine.
notice all those little things in the book.
Like not know what's gonna happen and then be like, oh, oh, oh. And that's what makes rereads fun. Is then
It
you
all
can pick up
depends on how good the show or movie was. If the movie or show is bad compared to the book, watch the show or movie first. Because you can just sometimes it's only bad because people read the book first and it left a bunch of stuff out when you can just
well,
enjoy
I'm
it.
just gonna say right now, if you watched Rings of Power, you ain't never gonna read the Silmarillion because you just vomited watching all the episodes because it was so god awful.
That's different. That wasn't bad because it left stuff out. It was just bad.
What about like the Aragon movie? You watch that, you're never gonna want to read the book.
Didn't watch the Aragon movie.
Oh, it was so awful. It was so bad.
Going through
Yeah,
the
you're
plus
right,
200
Dennis.
comments.
Rings of Power is an abomination. It was awful.
Not far in the books, probably just a few hours of reading, one or two chapters, maybe 3. Aragon, so much from the books left out from the movie.
But that's a fantasy series that I like. Okay, so that's a fantasy series that like I started to read. I enjoyed the first book. It was like good. I was like, oh, this is good. I read this. I read the second one, and I was like, ah, this was all right. I read the second one. It was all right. I had no interest in reading um the third one because I was just not invested enough. Then the movie came out, and I was like, I had a friend who was like a really big Inheritance fan and wanted to watch the movie, so we watched the movie. And the book was still fresh enough in my mind that I like remembered what happened. And I just remember going, "Wow, this movie is so bad. This movie is awful because they left out so much." And then the third book came out at some point, and I just didn't give enough of a shit about the series to like keep going because it was Aragon, Eldest, and then I think what was the last word called, Brissinger or something? I don't know. It was
No,
just
that's pretty bad. Because I don't know about you, but once I start a series, even if it gets bad, I have to finish.
no, I couldn't finish. I didn't give enough of a shit about it. It was the same thing with Twilight. I read the first Twilight book
That's different.
and I forced myself to finish the first one. I've never not finished a book. Forced myself to finish that one, and I was like, I'm not reading any more of this. I literally cannot handle it. This is garbage. I can't take it.
You know what sequel really fell short for me? This isn't a fantasy book, but I feel like it's down the same vein.
We're on a we're on a
Closing Time, the sequel to Catch 22.
I didn't read that.
I haven't either. I've tried to like 4 times now, and I
Can't.
restart because I there's so much time in between. I want to remember what happens, but it gets so stale and boring. Like the author is trying to bring across the same humor as he did in Catch 22, but like a lot of the topics are just so depressing. It just feels like the author was super depressed at the time of writing it. Like they just
Oh
kind of
no.
fall short, and everything is just kind of meh. And there's just nothing to keep you
So
going.
while we're on the subject, I'm just gonna say it's not fantasy. But if you ever have the chance to read Catch 22, oh my dear Jesus, read Catch 22. It is one of the funniest, most brilliant books of all time. Like, oh my god, that book is so so good.
Hands down. I love that book. That's why
That book is so so good, and that's kind of what's so sad about Closing Time. Like, I don't even want to read it because you've said like I tried to read it and it's not as good, and I'm like I don't want the second book to ruin the awesomeness of the first book, like in my mind.
I mean, I guess I can kind of tell you the plot without spoiling it because I never got to the end. But the main plot is that it's like 60 years into the future, and like all of the people are, you know, old now, and closing time, it's nearing the end of their life and that sort
Right.
of thing. And you know, Yossarian's up to his old schemes, gonna live forever and everything. And you meet like his son, and you bring back all the characters and stuff, and it's all about, you know, uh
Accepting death or
kind of, yeah, looking back on their life and how
the halcyon days.
they're not there anymore, that sort of thing. And even Yossarian is just not entertaining.
Sounds like the author was trying to learn to accept his own death through writing.
I think so too.
Which is kind of what George R. R. Martin does sometimes with his like old characters. You can kind of feel the vibe that like Martin knows he's old with some of his old characters.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like the author really accepted anything in this book.
Uh n- they did make a Catch 22 movie um
And they made a
years
show.
ago, but that yeah, you're thinking of Catch Me If You Can. They made a Catch 22 movie like years and years ago, but they did do a series of Catch 22.
Was on Hulu.
I think it was on Hulu. And I actually thought it was really, really good up until the end.
Yeah, it was good until like the last 2 episodes.
Last two episodes just like tanked it and sucked because they deviated from the source material.
And ended the story like halfway through the book.
Yeah. But like right up until that point, it was so good. They stuck to the source material and like the vibes. And then like last two episodes, I remember watching it with you and going, what is happening right
I
now?
know, we're so
What is
excited to
going
watch it.
We were so into it, and we watched like the first 5 episodes and we were like, oh my god, this is so good, it's so good. We were laughing, it was so so good, all the actors were great. And then it got to like the last 2 episodes and we watched them and we were like, what it was like watching season 8 of Game of Thrones, but not as bad. Just like it was a letdown of just this trajectory just going up 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 and then just up.
The
A
Vampire
failed
Diaries.
mission, if you will.
Have you read the Vampire Diaries? No, we haven't. That's one of the book series that have been recommended to us so many times. Vampire Diaries.
I'll read that.
Why not? I thought you wanted to. People
No.
have recommended it so much.
Oh, that's the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice.
Oh,
I would read those. The Vampire Diaries, I've heard of the show and I've heard people talk about the show, and it sounds like teeny bopper drama crap, Twilight kind of junk, and I don't know if I want to read that.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was I'm getting them confused.
Vampire Chronicles is Lestat and Louis and all that. Like I would read those. I'd give those a shot. But I don't know about the Vampire Diaries. I don't know about that. I'm very picky about my vampire material that I consume because I think there's a lot of garbage out there.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like the zombie series. Like there was a point where it was just kind of overdone.
Yeah. I think Twilight opened up these floodgates for just a lot of really shitty vampire material and
Maybe vampires will get their The Last of Us to, reboot the genre.
I think my idea is pretty freaking good.
Well, there you go. Just get it down on paper and sell it to
I gotta get all the ideas
Netflix,
together.
HBO, I don't know, someone. So,
Um,
next book to recommend is actually one we talked about on the channel before.
yeah, it was when we were doing our like book club thing.
Yeah.
Before that died. Oh my god, why are all the animals being like this right now? Don't do it.
And ran across another female author, Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Also a series.
It is a series, but it doesn't follow one character, right? Each one is kind of like a standalone and has like a vein of plot following through, something like that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It all takes place within like the same universe,
Mm.
but there's like different characters.
Which was surprisingly good. I remember I was pretty open minded to it. I wasn't sure what to expect, and you were very like,
I
I
was
don't wanna.
I was very I don't wanna about this book. Um
I had to like force you to read it.
he did, and Noelle did too. Because as I kept reading and reading and reading, I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
So negative.
I just didn't like it. And then I got to the end.
Like you got 5 pages in, you're just I don't like it.
Yeah, like
That's not
first chapter, I was like, I fucking don't like
that's
this.
not
I
giving it a
really don't.
chance.
But whatever, I read it, didn't I? And then when we got to the end, and I read the end, I was like, holy shit, this was good.
Yeah,
This was
see?
so good. Like this was a book that I was just like, damn, it got me. Had me in the first half. Got me. I was like, this is shit. I don't know why people like this. And then I got to the end and I was like, I get why people like this. This is so good. This is so good. And she's another one who kind of like Philip Pullman, she's very sparse in her language, but she can say a lot in a single sentence that some authors take an entire paragraph to say.
Earthsea is great. Haven't gotten more than the YouTube introductions. I do have the ebooks. Definitely recommend them. They're really quick reads too.
Yeah, they're pretty short. And Ursula K. Le Guin is considered like a seminal fantasy writer. Like she's very well respected. And after I finished the book, I was like, okay, I get it now. I get it now. Damn. That girl's got skills.
Like I said the last time, I've been reading a lot of nonfiction. Maybe I'll grab the next one and kind of jump into that.
Maybe you should read Northern Lights.
Maybe I should. There's a lot I should read. I only have so
I
much
think you
time.
should read Northern Lights before you read any other fantasy.
Well, I
Read Northern
started
Lights.
Ready Player 2, so that no, don't no. Ready Player, I can finish that in like a day.
But will you?
Well, no, I'm gonna enjoy it, and I also don't have the time to just sit down and like read the entire day.
His Dark Materials is better, guarantee it.
I mean, probably.
Guarantee it.
I mean, since we're on the topic, like Ready Player One, if you watch the movie was shit. Don't focus on that. The book is so much better.
Fantasy or is that sci-fi?
That's sci-fi.
That's sci-fi. I feel like that.
But
yeah.
we were just talking about it, so I figured I'd bring it up.
Yeah, go
Just
for
sci-fi.
it.
But I think that book is more appropriate than ever to read just because of the metaverse. Like the whole metaverse thing, I'm pretty sure was based off of Ready Player One. It's like the book is there's nothing deep about it. There's not like huge themes. I mean, there is a theme. Um,
It's not heavy
it's
like
not
Harry
heavy.
Potter
It's
is
just a
heavy.
page
Or
turner, and it's a fun ride. You just hop on, you
hey,
enjoy the
Vane,
ride.
welcome.
That's it. Yeah, not a fantasy, but just since we're on the topic. Hey, Vane, how you doing? Gotta do more audiobooks other than Dale and Fry.
So everyone at work agrees that if we go to Comic-Con next year, I would be a great Umbridge.
You gonna do it?
I got a lot of time to decide. They also thought I'd be a pretty good Wonder Woman too. So like I got choices.
It's true. But Umbridge, you do the voice and everything would
Umbridge, I
be
do the voice.
perfect.
Wonder Woman is more about like the look than anything. But I'm just
If you go as Umbridge, do I have to go as like Filch?
oh my
Follow
god.
you
One
around?
of the interns was like, I'd make a pretty good Hagrid. And he would too, because he's like 6'5", and like he's just like a big dude, and he grows like really thick. His hair is blonde, but he grows like really thick hair, and he's like, I'd make a good Hagrid. I was like, yeah, you would actually. It's kind of funny. Um, I think if you win as Filch, it'd be fucking hilarious. If you win as Filch,
I mean, it'd be great.
you gotta take Lola with you and say, "This is Mrs. Norris. She's much cuter in person."
Lola would love to.
Lola would love to go to Comic Con.
She
Oh
would.
my god, she'd have a ball.
Dark Materials is rated very highly. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is because it's really really good, Dan. I'm not going to lie. If it was if it was public domain, I would want to do an audiobook for. I kind of still want to do an audiobook for it. Maybe on Patreon. I don't know. Um
Player One
it's just so good.
takes from 1984 and Metropolis and a few other classic dystopian stuff.
I could see that. Yeah.
It takes from everything. Like everything. If you want, like, if you grew up in the 80s or you have a lot of love for 80s style stuff, video games, music, movies, there's
80s, early 90s, right?
there's so much nostalgia in it. So many references.
Dan, stop.
Just wait till she breaks out the lasso. Fan made stories, Harry Potter and the Prince of Slytherin currently. Oh, that sounds right up your alley. The Prince of Slytherin.
Oh, I also got the suggestion that I could just dye my hair black and go as Bellatrix.
Doesn't she have like a strip of gray or something like that? No?
I mean, that was a movie thing, but like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could.
I feel like I could be a great
I know
Bellatrix too.
Narcissa has like
See,
the.
I don't know if this, I should take this as an insult or what, but they were like, you could be Bella. I could see you as Bellatrix. I could see you with that energy. And I'm like, oh, I don't, that's okay. You say I got Bellatrix energy. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, I guess for their sake, I hope they meant it as a compliment.
I think so. Because if it was
'Cause if
an
you got
insult,
Bellatrix energy, you don't want to be insulting you.
no. And I said, well, if I go as Bellatrix, I need a Voldemort.
Maybe we'll do some like charity thing. Like we'll start up a charity for like the Red Cross or some library charity, and if people donate enough, I'll I'll shave all my hair and go as Voldemort.
That was terrible.
I don't know what you think about that idea.
It's a good idea. Oh,
Could you deal with me afterwards? Just completely bald, no
I
eyebrow, no
I
no hair.
see. That's the thing. I don't know if I could. look at you for like a month.
I thought you liked Voldemort. Yeah, so.
Like,
But I could.
do what drag queens do and like do that stuff on your eyebrows that makes them like disappear.
Yeah, but I was thinking of a way to do good, like a charity thing. Be hard to explain
You
to
don't
the.
have to shave off your eyebrows though. Just your
Well,
head
that
is
would be
fine.
one of the incentives, You donate so much, I'll
You
shave.
don't donate your eyebrow hair. No,
No, we would do like a stream or something like that, and people could donate money to whatever charity.
shave your eyebrows. Just make them disappear.
I don't think you get the idea of incentives. Well, yeah, but Voldemort doesn't have eyebrows.
I don't have eyebrows there at least. 'Cause
Two Potter kids, Harry Slytherin and Jim Gryffindor. Jim Gryffindor. Old Jimmy Griff.
all I can think of is The Office. Just like The Office. Jim Gryffindor.
Bellatrix with Godric. Oh, that'd be great.
Godric Gryffindor?
No, isn't her husband like her real husband named Godric?
No.
Oh,
It's a lot of
eyebrows
eyebrow
to
to
cover.
cover. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. That's true. But I mean, he could do it.
What's with you and the eyebrow thing? Like,
I can't handle it.
only be for like 3 weeks. I think the hardest thing would be explaining it to my coworkers.
I don't know. What about explaining it to Ramona?
She could do it. She could help. That
She
way,
could help. It's
she understands.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe she'd be cool with it. I could just see her face.
Put it back.
Put it back.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
when we
like
get
it.
1,000,000 subscribers, then you shave all your hair off. Because then it'd be worth it.
I mean, yeah. What? So if we raise money for charity, it wouldn't be worth it. 1,000,000 subscribers, you shave your hair off.
Absolutely fucking not. No.
How many subscribers would it take?
There are not enough subscribers in the world that would give me to shave my fucking head. No.
Serious?
I am serious. I'm not shaving my head.
You're no fun.
I am not shaving my head. No. No.
1,000,000 subscribers, I would wax my eyebrows live on stream.
No. No. Maybe for a kangaroo.
Oh my god.
Maybe for a kangaroo.
I remember that.
No, 2 kangaroos because you can't have just one.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway,
2 kangaroos. I would do it.
you shaved your head once. I don't think I've ever shaved my head. I've thought about it a couple times just to see what it looked like. Or I get like annoyed with my hair and I'm just like, just shave it off.
You like buzz it real close, but you never like shave it.
Yeah, I've never just, straight up, real close. I've thought about it a couple times just to see how it looked, Buzz it and like take a razor, just get nice and smooth, polish it up.
Then you'd have to like shave it with a razor every day.
Well, I wouldn't keep it like that. I'd let it grow back out, but just to see how it looked. But my biggest thing is like I don't want to get sunburnt there. Like my head gets sunburned sometimes, like where my hair is parted, and that sucks. I could imagine just no, not about it.
Getting sunburned where your hair is parted really hurts. I hate it. That's like the worst sunburn because it like gives you headaches too a little bit. Like your head actually hurts. And like this is all like burnt, but like your head also hurts. Head like scalp sunburn is the worst.
I guess that's what hats are for, though.
In hats.
What you do, you stop.
I don't look good in hats. I don't think so. I'm not like a hat person. I don't know. I also just don't like to wear hats. Like they're annoying to me. That's why I like put my hair up so like my part isn't showing so that like the sun can't get at my scalp cuz I just cover it cuz I don't want to wear a hat.
I did kind of shave my head once, so I did have a bet that I
Also
lost.
razor burn. Bane brings up a good point.
Ooh, razor burn,
Razor
yeah.
burn on your scalp.
Um, I didn't go full bald. For a bet one time, I did do the grandpa,
Oh, like just the top.
just the top,
Oh, where are those pictures?
destroyed
That's no fun.
forever. Let's see anything captivating about Twilight, the book. Yeah, Twilight is just let's get back on topic. Twilight is not anything I want to watch.
We need to get back on the fantasy bandwagon. Um,
Speaking of which, hold on. I gotta grab my next one.
okay. You got some more. Pardon the man. Ah, yeah.
Got books everywhere.
I never finished that one,
You
and I
never finished this?
no.
Oh, because we never finished because Noelle ended up having stuff come up. That's right.
Yeah, so I never you finished it, but I didn't finish it.
Yes. The 13 and a half lives of Captain Bluebear.
Read this book.
One of
Even though I didn't finish it, read this book because I really want to finish it. I just haven't had a chance. Read this book. Oh my god, so good, so funny.
Equal parts J.K. Rowling, Douglas Adam, and Shel Silverstein, which I 100% agree with. It takes like the best parts of all of them.
No,
It is one of the greatest books I've read, like in recent memory.
it's so good. It's so wild. It's just so out there. But the author makes it makes sense. It's so good. I don't even want to like I don't even want to say anything about what it's about because I feel like anything would just be spoilers, but it's so good. It's so funny.
Basically, what it's about, without spoilers, is you're following the story of Captain Bluebear. He's like this blue bear
He is a blue bear.
who's like the only one of his kind.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like a ticker.
He is a Tigger. Yeah.
He doesn't know where he came from. He just woke up at sea one day as a baby.
It's called The 13 and a Half Lives of Captain Blue Bear.
So Blue Bear wakes up as a baby at sea, and basically the whole story is him going through his adventures. Each life is like a different one of his adventures, and the whole story, the plot is him finding out where he is from.
Like
and
looking
who
for
he
his
is.
origins.
Yeah, looking for his parents and that sort of thing.
The one I left off on was,
And it's great because it like through the story, like you just see his growth and how he uses what he's learned from previous adventures in these new adventures.
yeah, the character growth is really well done. I think the part I left off on was the um like he'd just gotten away from the big spider.
Oh, okay.
That was where I left
Mhm.
off. So I was like pretty
You're
far
like
in.
halfway.
Um
And there's some great characters. Like it's not only just a great
the
fantasy book, but
pterodactyl
yeah,
is awesome.
a lot of the characters are very cartoonish and they're just hilarious.
Oh my god, the academy section was so funny. I love the academy section. So good. Yeah, read the 13 and a half lives of Captain Blue Bear. So good. Akash, that's not canon. Just saying. That's not canon. I had this conversation.
Let's not get started on Cursed Child.
I had this conversation with a coworker who really loves Harry Potter, and they were basically like I read cursed child, and that to me reads like a fan fiction. And then there were other people sitting around, and I said, that's not canon. There are 7 books. That's canon. Everything else is bullshit. None of that is canon. The 7 books are canon. And then I went on a Fantastic Beasts rant for like 15 minutes and subjected my coworkers to a Fantastic Beasts rant.
You haven't even watched the movies. How can you?
I only needed to see one to know how shitty they are.
You gotta watch the rest.
No, my coworker agrees with me. They don't follow the rules.
Well, no, they don't, but still.
You don't follow the rules. That's all I need to know. And she also agreed with me that Nagini's new backstory is also bullshit. That sucks. And it ruins Nagini. So I got someone on my side with this. Like, that whole Nagini thing is... It's not canon.
I didn't say I like it. I just like to play devil's advocate because you get all hyped up over it.
That Nagini stuff. No, it's not right.
Get Nagini. There's only Captain Blue Bear. Also, Captain Blue Bear has some great illustrations too.
Yeah, that is the nice thing about Blue Bear is the illustrations are like it's a pretty thick book. It's like 600 pages or something. It's a pretty chunky.
It's pretty super heavy.
It's a pretty substantial novel. And there are illustrations and little like notes throughout the whole thing.
It's just over 700 pages.
Okay, so it's just over 700 pages, but it doesn't feel like a chore to read. And there's illustrations throughout the whole thing, and the illustrations are great. They're absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I've heard that the Fantastic Beasts series is all about Dumbledore now, which is stupid because I actually liked Newt as a character, and I was like, Newt is cool. And then as I'm seeing it, I'm like, no, it's becoming more and more about Dumbledore, and again, I do have to watch the rest. We'll live stream me watching the rest and complaining about them at some point.
And in case anyone was wondering about the author's name, it's Walter Moores.
He's German. So the books were originally published in German. So if you are reading Captain Blue Bear, just be aware that it was originally published in German and what you're reading is an English translation, just so you know.
There are also more books that take place within the world. That's another thing. Like, the world that he creates for Captain Blue Bear is pretty freaking great.
It's pretty great, and it's wild, but it's also consistent and really thoughtful.
Yeah. But he creates this world, and he has other books that are not sequels to this, but they follow stories of other characters within the same world. So it all happens within the same universe.
Dan, what?
Worse than Aberforth having a son, and a son that isn't half goat.
Aberforth has a what? You have to do Twitch streams?
What?
Watching the rest of those movies.
What, Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're on Amazon. We'd have to do Discord. A Discord stream.
Stream on Discord. We will...
The season 2 of Rings of Power we can do on Twitch, though.
Okay. So...
Really? That's it? I thought you were going to be like, fuck no, I'm not watching those.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it because I know that everyone likes to watch me bitch about them. So I'll watch it for the sake of everyone else so they can be entertained. But we can, at some point, live stream watching the rest of Fantastic Beasts if you want to literally watch me complain for like 2.5 hours. Which I know Dan enjoys a lot. He likes when I like nitpick everything to death and get really upset. And I know other people do too.
You do it a lot.
Well, there's a lot of shit that's wrong.
Fair enough.
And or stupid. Like Nagini's backstory.
Tagline, gotta catch them all.
Oh my god, I was trying to sing the Pokemon theme song today at work.
Be the
The very best, like no one ever was.
Did you like forget the words or something?
To catch them is my real quest. Train them. I couldn't remember. I'm like
Oh,
struggling.
to train them
Them
is my cause.
Pokey. Gotta catch 'em.
Wait, it was something like that.
I don't. There's a lot missing. I don't remember.
You like sang at a frequency that the mic didn't pick you up.
Oh, I got
Something with
loud.
the noise gate. It just was like,
I got real
no,
loud.
that isn't anyone speaking. That was the spoilers you gave when you were too drunk. Wait, what? So wait, Aberforth actually has a son that's half goat?
Well, no, Dan spoiled that there's a secret Dumbledore brother.
Oh.
But maybe that's
Yeah.
Aberforth's son, actually? I don't know.
I don't like that.
I don't like any of that. Regardless, I don't like any of
Did-
that shit. It's all
Did
awful.
his son train Hercules by any chance? Is his son's name
Secret
Phil?
son. Ew, I hate it.
If Harry Potter had a Pokemon, what would it be?
If you want to be
Alakazam.
a hero, kid, well, whoop-de-doo.
Alakazam. Harry Potter's Pokemon. No, I don't know. It's just
That would not be Harry Potter's Pokemon. Alakazam would be like Snape's Pokemon.
you think so?
Yeah, Harry would have like fucking
He would be, and
Pikachu
all
or
that
something.
Alakazam would do would just use his spoons to stir Snape's potions. Kazam. Um,
I-
about Harry. For some reason, Ron comes across as a Squirtle.
Neville would totally have Bulbasaur.
Yeah,
Yeah, Neville and Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Never got any love in the games. Whoever chose Bulbasaur,
Neville would.
it was
Neville would love him. Big time.
First Child is more abomination than Rings of Power. Oh,
I think they're both pretty terrible. Rings of Power scarred me for life. It hurt me in my soul. Especially when Sauron was like, hey, Galadriel, want to get together? Ew. Gross.
the thing that got me was what was his name? Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor.
Didn't know how to make an alloy.
Greatest smith of all time doesn't know how to make an alloy. Greatest metal worker ever. Absolute legend doesn't know how to make an alloy. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm like upset now. We're even talking
And
about
then
it.
they
Just like
throw,
Jesus Christ.
and then they throw like 4 different metals.
We got love. Oh,
Thank you.
Kayla, welcome. It's good to see you.
And then they throw like 4 different metals in, and then the rings come out like 4 different colors.
So, do metals not melt at like different temperatures anymore? What the? What? I'm so.
Go on forever.
Also, they looked like dollar store rings when they were done.
Yeah.
Where was your budget?
Be a Zubat. Does that mean that Voldemort and Bellatrix would be Team Rocket?
No.
Yeah. And it would make sense because Voldemort gets like
Team Rocket, like the guy in charge with the not the
Voldemort's
Meowth,
always the one that
evolution
like
of
at
Meowth.
the end gets
What's-
like taking
Persian. He's the guy with the Persian. That's
No, Ekans.
that's Voldemort. Well, it would be no, it wouldn't be an Ekans. It would
I guess he
be
would be Team Rocket.
no, it would be.
And at the end of every episode,
oh my god, what's the
Voldemort would
evolution of
go
Ekans?
flying off into space, Death Eater's blasting off again.
No, that doesn't work. He's the big bad. Team Rocket aren't the big bad.
I know, but it just
Arbok.
for
He'd have an Arbok. He wouldn't have an Ekans. He'd have an Arbok.
has an Ekans in the early episodes, and it evolves into an Arbok later on.
I know that. I'm saying Voldemort would have an Arbok. He wouldn't have
After
an
it
Ekans.
evolves.
He would start out with an Ekans because Voldemort or an Arbok because he's that good.
Hermione's definitely an Eevee, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Who would you?
Hermione. Hermione's really hard.
I mean, I think Pikachu would probably be the best. $10. Thank you.
Oh my god, Giovanni. Oh my god. Giovanni.
Speculations that the head
He
of
is
Team
really
Rocket
hard.
is Ash's dad. I remember hearing that. Like, did they ever confirm that?
Dumbledore would have a mole trace.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's accurate. That's
that
accurate.
adds up.
Stop. Just stop. Everyone stop.
It's just playing.
Yeah, but they're annoying me. McGonagall would have a Persian or a Meowth.
Yeah, definitely in Persian, I think.
Persian. That would be McGonagall's. Hagrid.
Umbridge would be a Ditto.
Umbridge would have a Ditto. That's fucking accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Umbridge would have a Ditto. That's gross, but it's so accurate. Ew. I hate it, but it's
Psyduck.
so right. That's gross. I don't like it, but it's true. Would Molly Weasley have a Mr. Mime?
Yeah.
She would. Molly Weasley would have a Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Ew.
Charlie would definitely have a Charizard. Or Charizard isn't a dragon type, so he'd have to have a
He'd have a Dragonite.
Dragonite.
Charlie would have a Dragonite. For sure. Yeah.
Charizard is a dragon type. I don't care what the creators say. He's
Yeah.
a freaking dragon.
Right. What is Charizard? Just like fire type, right?
Yeah.
So
I can't remember exactly.
Would Dumbledore have a
Been too
Charizard?
long. No, Dumbledore would have a Moltres.
I know. I was just throwing it out there.
The
I know.
Phoenix.
What do you think Hagrid would have? Everything.
Yeah.
He'd want everything. He wouldn't be able
He'd
to
be like
stop.
Professor Oak. Said that you're talking and not reading. Maybe.
Actually, no, that's not true. They're just being shitheads. That's all it is.
No, Bailey's not.
A little bit.
He's the best boy. You stop that. Hagrid would have a Dragonite.
He would. Well,
Yeah.
he would hatch a Dratini, and then he'd have to give it away because it's illegal. It's what would happen. Well,
So-
bro. What do you think Luna would have?
He'd have a Psyduck.
She'd have like a no. She'd have like something fucking weird, like a Tangela or something.
Polygon.
Polygon. Yeah, that's what she'd have. I could see her with a Psyduck too, but I feel like she'd have some like obscure random thing. Or she'd be like, "Look at my Pokemon, isn't he great?" And everyone's like, "That's Mew. What the hell, Luna?" Luna would like Muck. Luna would have some like really weird thing that no one else wants, like Tangela. Muck is also valid.
Kate.
He probably would.
Yeah.
I feel like Hagrid. I feel like Hagrid would really want a Magmar.
Pretty awesome. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he would want one. That's like right up Hagrid's alley, Magmar. He
Kind
would
of like a
also.
blast-ended screw.
I also feel like Hagrid would really, really try very hard to evolve a Magikarp.
No, that would be Luna's. Luna would have the magic carp.
No one have a Magikarp.
Yes, and be complete because, like, at first she seems completely useless, and then all of a sudden by the end you're like, wow,
That's OP.
yeah,
Yeah, Luna would have a Magikarp.
yeah.
That's accurate. What would Snape have?
He said that.
Alakazam.
Alakazam.
Yeah, Snape would have an Alakazam. That's yeah. I feel like I just said that shit, and it's actually very accurate. It's right.
I think Harry would just have a Pikachu. I feel like him and Ash have a very similar personality. So yeah, there you go. Would have a Houndoom.
I feel like Alakazam is good.
Getting into the
I feel
Houndoom,
it.
we're getting to the edge of my knowledge of Pokemon.
I know. I'm like, I know what a Houndoom
I
is,
know the
but don't go
first
further
I
than
know
that,
the
because
first 150 and then pieces of like the second and third generation.
yeah, I know bits and pieces from later. Again, ooh, don't go too far.
The last game I played, your starter Pokemon was Mudkip, Chickpea, or was like some little gecko guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember.
Sapphire and Ruby. Those were the last
Yeah,
games I
yeah,
played.
yeah.
Nate picks Drowsy.
That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Um,
William Tyler Davis, Hero is in a Halfling. Hilarious, great fantasy story.
what would Snape's favorite fantasy storybook be?
Hmm.
Honestly,
Twilight. I could see it.
no,
Yes. It'd be
no,
like his deep dark secret.
no. I feel like honestly, I feel like
That would
Snape.
be the memory that Harry would walk into. Snape reading Twilight.
No, I feel like Snape would. Honestly, I do think Snape would like his Dark Materials, but I really do think Snape would like A Song of Ice and Fire, honestly.
Yes. Kill the child.
Like, I think Snape would enjoy A Song of Ice and Fire. He's an intellectual. Like, I think he would really. We didn't even talk about A Song of Ice and Fire.
Was
And
one
how.
of those up there though.
Yeah, that's true. We don't need to recommend that. Y'all know you need to read it.
Snape would be the Lord of the Rings fan. And he would be the extremely pompous Lord of the Rings fan that thinks that he's better than everyone else because he read all the books and the Silmarillion.
Snape would have a ghastly. So I read one Discworld book so far. I've only read one, which is terrible because honestly, I think if I read more Discworld, I'd really, really like it. I read On a Pale Horse. That's the Discworld book that I read. I read On a Pale Horse, and I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was great. On a Pale Horse is about a dude who's just like living his life, and then death shows up and is like, yo, I'm retiring. I've had enough. You got to be death now. Here you go. And he just pieces out. And then this dude has to like be death. He has to like learn how to be the Grim Reaper. And it's freaking hilarious. And it's
Actually,
so good.
that sounds pretty great.
On a Pale Horse is so good. And like,
How could it be to be deaf?
it's hard.
Just just
And death
come
is
and
like a really
size some
cool,
people.
like the On a Pale Horse, like the pale horse can be like anything you want, so he like makes it a really cool sports car. Like the book is really, really, really good. I enjoyed it. I want to say I read another one though. but I can't remember what it is. I just remember reading On a Pale Horse and really, really liking it. But then I never read any other Discworld books. Um, Not because I didn't want to, but just because there's like so many and I didn't know what to read next, so I ended up reading something else. But I really liked On a Pale Horse, and honestly, I think if you uh gave it a shot, you'd really like it. It's kind of like it's fantasy, but it kind of has like Hitchhiker's Guide vibes. Like it's got that kind of humor to it. It's very funny, but there's also some like good themes in there. Like I want to read more Discworld, but that was like the only one that I.
I always appreciate that in my fantasy books. A little bit of humor.
Oh, it was so funny. Another series actually that I didn't finish it and I want to finish it. There was another series that I started to read called The Belgariad. That was really, really good. I highly recommend reading the Belgariad series. There's a character named Silk in that series who is absolutely hilarious. He's so sassy and it's fantastic. I won't say more, but check out the Belgariad. That series is really good. I think there's 5 books altogether. Read those. They're good.
I checked those out. So
I have them all.
I wasn't going to talk about A Song of Ice and Fire, but I feel like this book is worthy of bringing up. The Ice Dragon
Oh my
by George R. R.
god, the
Martin.
Ice Dragon. Read that. We
It's
have not read the Percy Jackson books, so we have no opinions.
it's Martin's attempt at a children's book. So all the killing happens off page. That's about his ability to write a children's book.
Color of Magic is the first one, right? Isn't Color of Magic the first one? Let me know, Dan. I gotta pee.
Okay. Um, the Ice Dragon is so good because you can really feel the like A Song of Ice and Fire. I guess influence. I'm not sure which came out first, but it definitely feels like it's taking place within Westeros. And some of the things in this may lead to some clues about what's going to happen later on in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. So if you're waiting for the Winds of Winter and you want something to kind of stimulate your mind and the theories of what's going to come, definitely give it a read. You can literally read through it probably in less than an hour. It's really short. How many pages is this? It is 120 pages. But a lot of the pages are like illustrated because it's obviously a kid's book, but um it's Martin's version of a kid's book, so a lot of the themes are still very adult. Like it's not like, Winnie the Pooh or anything. Yeah, but this is pretty somber and dark. There's a Harry Potter fan fiction called Harry Potter and the Undiscovered Nation, post-war book. That sounds interesting. The Undiscovered Nation. So is it like Harry traveling to a different region of the world and being introduced to that magical community? Like traveling to Durmstrang or something? Or does he discover like some magical world off the map? Some nation never before seen? The original controllers of magic.
Okay. Yeah. So Dan, thank you for letting me know. I thought Color of Magic was the first book. I do want to start reading them because I really liked On a Pale Horse. I read another one, but I can't. I don't know if it was Thud or if it was a different one. But I know I read another one, and I can't think of what it is. But it was really good. Um, I'm also gonna just throw it out here. Yes, a Martin Kids Dragon book, and we did do an audiobook for it, Dan. So if you want to just listen to it, you could just listen to it.
Oh yeah, I'll put that up on the Patreon.
Um,
I forgot we did one
we
on it.
did. So Biggs will put it up on the Patreon, and if you want to listen to us read The Ice Dragon, um, join our Patreon and you can listen to it. Then you don't have to read it.
Oh, Dan's already joined.
I meant for everyone else.
Yeah.
I know Dan has joined.
According to an old saying, the future is described as an undiscovered nation, so it's all about what happens post-war. Oh, okay. So it's basically like a cursed child, but well, we haven't decided that yet. We haven't read it.
I'm just
Maybe
asking
we'll have to read it and we'll
make a
make
decision.
a decision on that.
Um,
I'm
I'm
sure it
also
couldn't be worse.
I'm also gonna throw it out here. I feel like it's obligatory, but it is worth mentioning. The Chronicles of Narnia are really good.
Yeah, I think it was Vane said that. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, yeah.
There are 7 books in the Chronicles of Narnia series. Stop. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe obviously is the most famous one. It's really good. But like The Magician's Nephew is the first book. It's really good. Um Voyage of the Dawn Treader is really good. Um like the entire series is really really good. And the thing you need to know about C.S. Lewis, yeah, I know, Dan. The thing you need to know about C.S. Lewis is there are a lot of religious parallels and symbols that are in there. Like it's very Christianity influenced. Um if you want to do like a deeper read of Chronicles of Narnia, which is how I read them, and having like a deeper understanding of Christianity, reading them with that kind of mindset, um, honestly makes them better books in my opinion. If you can kind of see the symbolism, I mean, you can read them at surface level and they're still really good, but if you have some of that deeper understanding, like they're so good. Um, and I'll just briefly mention that C.S. Lewis also wrote a book called The Screw Tape Letters.
Letters.
Yeah. So he wrote this book called The Screw Tape Letters. I highly recommend that you read them because they're brilliant. I guess they kind of count as fantasy. It's a book, and basically it's just a series of letters from a younger demon who is learning how to be a good demon, and he's writing letters to his uncle Screwtape, who is like a veteran demon and who has like done it all. And it's all about like these letters asking for advice, and like the uncle is telling him like how to tempt humans into sin and like all this stuff. And it's this whole thing, like these two demons are like talking to each other, but it just has like this really deep conversation about like what is sin, what is temptation, why does humanity do this, why do humans tend to do like these things, etc., etc. So it's like very much
Because it's fun.
an examination of the human condition under the guise of these two demons like talking to each other, and it's so good. I don't know if that counts as fantasy, but we were talking about Narnia and C.S. Lewis, and I almost like the Screw Tape Letters more than Narnia, but they're very very different. Like Screw Tape Letters is very much like an adult read. You got to read it as an adult kid. Like it's not a child's book, but they're like it's so good.
You know,
Hannah knows. Hannah knows.
I know. She's excited about that.
She's like, yes, someone mentioned it. Yeah, it is satire. It's so good. It's a good book.
You know what book I'm surprised you haven't mentioned for fantasy?
Mm.
Warriors.
Warrior Cats.
You were so into that series for the longest time.
I read the first 2 series. Warrior Cats. I'm just gonna say it. Warrior Cats. It's not good literature.
No.
It's not quality literature. But it's fucking fun.
what matters.
It's very much written for kids, but it gets balls to the wall sometimes. There is violence and betrayal and romance and adventure.
They straight up kill one of the cats, don't they?
They straight up kill a lot of cats. A lot of cats die. Like badgers slaughter cats, cats kill cats, cats kill other animals.
Children's book. They're going off of George R. Martin's standards of children's book here.
It's wild, but I really liked it. It's all about these like feral groups of cats. And one of the interns actually read the series, so they were like, "Oh, warrior cats! Oh," and I was like, "Oh, you read warrior cats! Oh." Anyway, there's like the earth cats, the wind cats, the river cats.
Sorry? What?
No,
Main character have to master all of them?
no, they're just fun. Like the warrior cats books, they are not deep. There is nothing to be learned. They are just entertainment, and they are really fun. They are kids' books, though, but they're great. But
And
also
violent.
they're very violent.
They're kids' book. Now let's take away. Very adults.
I mean, Grimm's fairy tales are for kids, and they're violent.
Yeah, but that was a different time.
Also,
That's how
just
that gets away with it.
like it's about cats. Like that's like it's about cats. So it was good because they were kitties. Like I'm biased. It was about cats, so I'm gonna like it. It was good. It was a good series. I didn't read the whole series,
but then you said that it was very like childish, so it kind of
yeah,
like,
the writing is very much.
I'm not
kids.
gonna get as invested just because of cats.
It was worth it because cats.
Watership Down, yes.
I will tell everyone.
Watership Down is one of the greatest books, and also one of the few books that got justice done with the TV series. If you haven't watched the Netflix series, go watch it.
The
It's
Netflix
great.
series was actually really good. I would also recommend the movie from the 70s.
Oh yeah, they did make a movie.
The movie is really good. Both
They just could do no wrong with that book. That's how good the book is.
Both adaptations were really good. The difference between the movie and the miniseries was that the miniseries did include more of the book material, and they were very respectful of the book material. The movie from the 70s, it's like a 90-minute movie, so they didn't include everything. But there is an original song by Simon and Garfunkel, which is really good. The movie is really, really good. Watership Down is so good. Read Watership Down. I don't know if that counts as fantasy. I guess it does.
Fantasy.
Yeah, it's fantasy. I guess it counts. Like, have you guys ever heard of Watership Down? I'm just curious.
Bunny rabbits.
Have you guys ever heard of it? I just want to know if you guys have ever heard of Watership Down or like know anything about it. Please let us know.
I mean, it's a great book. If you haven't heard of it, definitely read it.
Such a good book. I don't have a copy anymore, and I really need a new copy.
I mean, it's decent size, but it's a pretty quick read.
It is a large book. It's like 500-600 pages. It's kind of long, but like it doesn't feel long. It just like
it's a page turner.
It's a page turner. It's so good. Akasha's never heard of it. I feel like Vane has. My mom read Watership Down to me as a child. It's been seared into my brain. I've never forgotten it.
It's such a good book.
It's honestly one of my all-time favorites. Like, I love that book so much. It might be in my top 20 all-time favorite books. Like, I love that book.
Fair warning, it does have an emotional ending. Not necessarily like a tragic ending, but
I mean, it gets
ending.
dark at times. Like, it can be heavy.
That's one of the things. Like, when I first started reading it, I really didn't expect it to get as dark as it did. Because when you introduced me to it, you're like, it's kind of like a kid's book. And I was like, okay.
Well, because he wrote it as a book for his kids, you know?
It's a children's book in the same way that Grimm's fairy tales are children's stories.
But I think the whole thing about kids' books, well, kids' books can be violent. I think You can introduce adult themes in children's books in an appropriate way for children to be able to handle it. And I think Watership Down is one of those examples where you could read that to your kids and they would be able to digest the adult material because you could have those conversations with them. But
I'm not saying that.
It is violent, it is dark, but it's also very uplifting and beautiful. Like, it's such a good book.
It really is. Barlow
Like,
Tree series by Enid Blyton. I haven't read that series.
I have never even heard of it. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
You guys reminded me of it and got me back to it.
I would recommend Watership Down. If I had to do like a top 20 favorite books of all time, Watership Down would probably be in there. I love that book so much.
Yeah, it'd be there.
Like, it's like Harry Potter's in my heart. Watership Down is like in my heart. I love that book so much. It's in there. It's just had an impact. It's like, it's in there.
I'm never getting it. Warrior Cat sounds like that cartoon SWAT Cats.
No, it's not.
Didn't they do a Warrior Cats cartoon or some show? No, they didn't.
No. They were gonna do like a CGI movie series.
You could pretty easily, I think.
But the studios were like, it's too violent.
So just mark it as adult.
But they were like, but I feel like they couldn't figure out how to market it to what audience given how violent it is. And they were just like, yeah, no. Where I'm like sitting here like, dude, no. No, it's not like Thundercats. It's not remotely like Thundercats.
Great.
It's not. It's hard to describe how Warrior Cats is. Well, the series is called Warriors, but everyone calls it Warrior Cats.
They already did Warrior Cats, the Thundercats.
No, it's not the same. It's not even
aired
close.
For like 6 years.
No, it's not the same. It's really hard to describe. I don't.
Not to change subjects, but I figured I'd jump to another book that actually Noelle recommended me. It was on I actually read it on our flight. The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Gaiman. There we go. The book is trippy. Like, I don't even know how to begin to describe it. There's like, they're not demons, but they kind of are, and there's different like rifts and universes, and there's this family that is like has been around since the beginning of time. Like, they're just this omniscient being, and everything is kind of in secret and spoken in riddles. Like, the whole story is really weird.
I also feel like that is part of why, like, you need to read his dark materials. You have to read them.
Like this book, like, nothing is ever answered. I feel like you have questions about stuff, and it just goes around and keeps you asking more and more and more.
That is the
and
one
it never
thing
fully explains everything, and that's one of the things that like works about the book, because at the end you're just like, what just happened?
That is the one thing about his dark materials, is that like things are explained, but they're not fully explained. So as you're reading this series, like, Philip Pullman forces you to really think about what's going on and try to figure out what's going on. I mean, you get answers, but the answers are generalized enough that you could still be thinking about things. That also reminds me of another book that I read, and I'm just gonna mention the Ocean at the End of the Lane. So I read a book by Stephen King called The Regulators. It's under his pseudonym Richard Bachman. It's called The Regulators. And it's this story about like this suburban street and like these different characters that live on this street. And like as the day like unfolds, like this like tear in an alternate universe happens, and it turns into like this multiverse alternate reality like fight on this suburban street, and like shit just goes bananas, and it's just a wild ride, and it's a great book because it's just like what
It's
what
almost like you're seeing any of the Marvel movies through a pedestrian's eyes.
it's better than the Marvel movies.
Whoa.
It's
Not all
way
of them.
better. It's better because it's way more creative and wild,
But
and
I was
it's
saying, just imagine how like some of the people on the street must feel during those Marvel movies. Just all of a sudden, there's people flying out of glowy rings and different universes jumping around.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll is really good. Um, I read both Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, and both of them were really, really good. Don't watch any of the adaptations because a lot of the adaptations literally like pick and choose with the source material and don't actually follow all of the source material. So any adaptation you watch is not going to be faithful to the actual novels. But the books are really good. Not to say the adaptations are bad. I like the Disney version. Um,
I was just about to say that Wizard of Oz. Yeah,
Wizard of Oz. I love the Wizard of Oz. It's so good.
one of those classics.
It's so good. Wizard of Oz is so good. So the Wizard of Oz movie has a very, very special place in my heart. I love the movie so much.
Puppy. This is Rudy. We are watching him for a couple weeks while her
Yes.
dad has surgery,
He's my dad's dog. He's just visiting us.
and he's very needy.
He is very needy. Um, yeah, love the Wizard of Oz. Good movie.
Suck, but are better than DC. Uh, yeah, I think there are some really good Marvel movies. A
Some of the
lot
Marvel
of
movies
them
were really good, but it's been kind of hit and
a lot
miss.
of them are cut and paste, and after they defeated Thanos and the Infinity Stones, I kind of lost interest.
Yeah,
The
same.
only interest I really have now is Loki season 2. And DC, their movies suck, but their shows are better.
I feel like I heard Guardians 3 was really, really good.
Oh,
So, like, I was talking to one of the interns earlier, and they were like, Guardians 3 is on par with Guardians 1, and 2 is the low point. Like, 3 is good.
okay, but are they one of those Marvel fans that are going to go watch anything Marvel?
No, because at the same time, this person was also like, Phase 2 has pretty much sucked.
They just need to do. Loki was the only good thing so far.
And, like, they were like Phase 2 has sucked. They really, really liked Ragnarok. They really liked
Ragnarok was part of Phase 2, wasn't it? Okay,
um
Ragnarok was good.
they were just talking about, but they said they also really
WandaVision was pretty
liked
good too.
the second Doctor Strange,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
and they did not like Thor 4.
No one liked Thor 4. Not
So
the
for
people
me
who
to
worked on Thor 4 didn't even like Thor 4.
yeah, they didn't. But I feel like based on like our conversations, I'd be like, okay, um
Yeah, I write that blurb and write up for sure. Human.
did you?
What?
Eh, What blurb?
Fun. Oh, the description? No.
You didn't have an AI write it?
No.
Oh. Okay. No, we didn't have an AI write it. But I trust this. I trust this person's judgment. They were like, Guardians 3 is good, and also Noel said Guardians 3 was good. But it's hard for me to trust his judgment.
I use AI to look up keywords for it, like videos.
Don't know what this person said.
Yeah, I know. Haven't seen Guardians 3. Neither have I.
Dwarves and
I
Orcs
really
by
don't
Stan.
watch any Marvel movies.
I have never heard of that vein. Dwarves and Orcs. I know nothing.
Uh, It sounds familiar. What was it? I'm thinking of the new Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that isn't it.
You.
It was the new ones like No Honor Among Thieves or something like that, which apparently is very good.
Is that a movie or a show or what?
Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons movie
Oh,
is apparently really good.
yeah, I heard it was really good. I mean, I would check it out. I won't go to the theater to see it, but like if it pops up on Hulu or something, I'll watch it.
Stopped watching movies for a couple of years. I find books more captivating. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. But it's because a lot of the movies are just kind of cookie cutter now.
So many remakes out there. Like I feel like with movies, like there's good movies out there, but like there's also just a lot of rehash, remake, just junk going on right now. Like there's not a lot of really good original stuff happening in Hollywood right now. I don't know. Even like Marvel Phase 2, like I've got Marvel fatigue a little bit and I'm just like I don't really eh. What?
I thought you were gonna say more.
No, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with like all superhero movies. A couple DC shows are good, but that's about it.
Yeah, like I'll watch Peacemaker season 2. I'll watch Doom Patrol when it comes back on, but
As far as fantasy books go, do you have any more? I feel like I've thrown out pretty much all the ones that I had that are like kind of under the radar. Did you read the Hidden Wizard series? No, I haven't even heard of that one.
so were we not going to talk about A Song of Ice and Fire?
I feel that's just number one mean to suggest a series that isn't even finished. Here, come suffer with the rest of us, people. Get sucked into this world only to be let down.
All I'm saying is if you're interested in Game of Thrones, read the books, don't watch the show because the books are better.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. But if you want to read a finished series, maybe don't read A Song of Ice and Fire.
So many movies are simply the quest for more money. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
How can we make the most money with the least amount of effort?
Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of people like buy into it, which is a kind of a bummer.
Except James Cameron, who puts the most effort to make the same thing to make more
Yeah,
money.
I spend so much money to literally make the same movie twice,
I I
except
mean,
with
if you
like
if
a
you liked
Moana
if you
flavor.
like Avatar, that's fine. I didn't really like the first one. I thought it was kind of bland. So
Like the first Avatar was like, okay, this is cool, but it's Fern Gully. Like there's nothing original here. It's Fern Gully with better graphics, and honestly, I liked Fern Gully better because Robin Williams was in that.
I never watched Fern Gully.
If I'm gonna eat somebody, it might as well be you.
I've never watched Fern Gully. Your references are lost on me. I don't know
Texas,
what else to say.
slime beneath me, slime up above.
I've never read Fern Gully. Your references or watched it.
Texas is so good. You've never seen Fern Gully. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
I don't know
I'm
what to tell
sorry. It's
you.
probably because I'm being loud and pitchy, Vane. I'm sorry. My mic is cutting in and out. Probably because I'm being an idiot and getting pitchy and ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll adjust it later.
Um,
Fantasy books going back to the period of early
seen-
Hogwarts time period, Shannon K. Penman, Here Be Dragons, and Falls the Shadow. Welsh royalty, which was ended by Lestrange.
what's the
Cersei Lannister or Umbridge? Ooh. I'm going to say Umbridge. Because Umbridge does all the cruelty for herself and only herself. Cersei is doing it to protect her children.
Yeah, Cersei has like a secondary motivation.
Yeah.
Which is her children.
She's not.
Yes, Dan, I knew you'd know.
Cersei isn't doing it solely for her benefits. She's doing it for her children's benefits.
Yeah,
I mean, at the end, it's kind of like her benefit because all her kids are dead, but still.
well, not in the books at the moment.
Well, no, but I'm going off the show because we're not there in the books.
Please show him Fern Gully tonight. Oh. Kayla, I don't know. Dan,
No.
I promise I will make him watch Fern Gully soon. Because, oh my God. I can't believe he has never seen it either. I'm kind of sad that he's never seen Fern Gully. It's a Robin Williams movie, and he's never seen it. Pretty sad, right?
That is kind of sad.
It is sad. He raps in it.
Not surprised. Robin Williams is amazing.
Even Vane is like, what? You've never seen Fern Gully? Did you even have a childhood?
Look, yes, I had a childhood. Apparently, it was without Robin Williams. I was busy watching Aladdin. Okay, that was my Robin Williams childhood.
I had time to do both.
Well, lucky you.
Listen, I sat through Flubber, okay?
So did I. I went to the movies to watch Flubber.
So did I.
I feel
Okay.
bad for my mom.
Can't believe you haven't seen Fern Gully. Can't believe it. You're going to watch Fern Gully and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is Avatar but animated.
I mean, probably.
It is. Dude has a Walkman in the movie. It's so good.
Live action animated movies in general.
What do you mean?
Like how they're redoing all the animated movies as live action. I don't like it. It's not even that I hate the idea of doing the live action versions. It's nothing is original. It's just a money grab. They're just trying to do the same thing, but just, make it HD.
So, I thought Cinderella was good. Like, I genuinely thought Cinderella was good. That remake was...
Yes, thank you, Kayla. See, Kayla hasn't seen it either. That's it.
Kayla's like 20.
That's it. We're just too young.
Kayla's just like 20.
I'm only 23. What?
You're such a liar.
A day over 24. Kidding?
Does he look 24?
No, I look younger.
Wow, Dan is like Aladdin is way worse than Ferngully.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Honestly, kinda. Ferngully is like better in some ways.
And what, Aladdin?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll take your word for it, because I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm aware. I can't believe I live with you and you've never seen Ferngully. Oh my
Look,
god.
this is on you. You never made me watch it. You never suggested
There's
it.
a tag. I thought because I assumed you'd seen it. Oh my god.
Do you ever think to ask? No.
I just I I'm at a loss for words that you've never seen Ferngully.
I'm at a loss for words that you didn't care enough to even ask if I've seen it.
I assumed you lived a life.
Wow, why would you assume that?
I don't know. 'Cause I thought you got good chat, so I figured you've lived a life.
Ali is a solid track to listen to, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Creating things for a new generation that doesn't have the same appreciation for the classics that we have. Yeah, pretty much. They waited until like kids wouldn't remember the originals.
Remaking Moana.
That is dumb.
That is so stupid.
Moana hasn't even been out like 10 years.
Okay, though I will say
Has it even been out 5?
one of the interns did make a good point that if they were going to do a remake, Tangled would be a good remake to do live action.
Yeah.
Tangled could work. I'm just going to throw it out there. But yeah, Moana has like no, Moana hasn't even been out 10 years and we want to do a live action remake? Like what?
Just wants to show off as Maui. That's it.
I'm just like, what? That's all right, Vane. We're in the same neighborhood. It's all good. I'm 32.
You guys are old.
Oh my god, stop. Don't even.
What?
Went through this week where like my coworkers were calling me old. I don't know need you to call me old now too. Oh my god. I had one person telling me I was
Calling
not
you
old.
old and just, I don't know, maybe it's my
Right?
25-year-old
Right?
naive
Okay, thank
brain,
you.
but
Thank you, Dan. He's with me. He would have assumed you'd seen the greatest movie of the 90s as well. You'd not seen Fern Gully.
I like the yeah, it shouldn't be done.
It shouldn't be done. It's fine as it is. Like, why do you need to remake that? Don't do that. But anyway, you watch Fern Gully and then you're going to think about Avatar and you're going to be like, wow, James Cameron totally ripped off Fern Gully. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, wow, this is Fern Gully with like nice graphics.
But I also saw The Worst Witch, and I realized, wow, J.K. Rowling ripped off whoever wrote The Worst
she
Witch.
did not rip it off. Don't even.
The characters are even the same.
Dan, they're remaking Moana. As far as I know, they're not remaking Tangled. I was just having a conversation where if they were going to remake anything, Tangled would be like Tangled would be a good choice. That's all we were saying. Okay. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, Dan. Dan's like, I'm 40. Shut up about old. Yeah, that's right. Tangled was great, right? Yeah, Tangled was phenomenal.
I really could go the rest of my life without watching that movie again. That was Ramona's favorite movie. I've watched that movie over 1,000 times.
I watched that movie over 1,000 times. I could still watch it.
I'm pretty sure I watched it like 12 times in one day. In a 24-hour period. There was one point where it was just, oh, it's over, play it again. Oh, it's over, play it again.
Honestly,
and then I don't play it again, and then she starts crying, so I play it again.
My favorite Disney movie of all time. Actually, what do you guys think my favorite Disney movie of all time is? I want to see what you guys think. What's my favorite Disney movie of all time? You can't guess because you know.
The classics, The March of the Wind Soldiers.
No, I haven't
No.
watched any Laurel and Hardy. But yeah, guys, what's my favorite Disney movie?
Wreck-It Ralph.
No. No. Good guess though.
That's actually, yeah, that's a solid
That
guess.
that's a solid guess, but that is not my favorite.
Babysit and all they want to do is watch Bluey. We know about that too.
We feel you on that
That's the new Tangled in our house right now.
one. Yeah.
So 100% feel you. Pretty sure we watched every episode of Bluey
a million times.
like twice at least last week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's The Lion King. That is my all-time favorite Disney movie. Hands down, The Lion King. Nothing will ever top it. Ever. There will never be a Disney movie that I will see that'll be better than The Lion King. Hands down, best Disney movie ever. Fight me.
Detective.
Ooh, that one's close, but it's not as good.
I don't know what my favorite is, but I do know Great Mouse
Great,
Detective.
Great Mouse Detective is in my top 5.
Lion King's up there. Aladdin.
Great Mouse Detective is in my top 5, but nothing is better. Well, Fern Gully's not Disney. Nothing is better than The Lion King. I will fight you all on that one.
D&D game based on Tangled. I got to be the prince and stupidly didn't kiss the girl at our wedding.
I'm gonna be a
Hit her with a smolder.
That's not even my favorite song. Dan, just saying, like that song is overrated.
I wonder how many kids went out and ate bugs after watching that movie because
those bugs look good.
Those bugs look so delicious. Like
I
thought about it.
Slimy yet satisfying. They look like
there were some kids that saw that and was like, "Ooh,
oh yeah,
went out in their garden, found a nice juicy worm, and
heck yeah,
learned a lesson."
Mm-hmm. They do not taste like
they
what they
learned
look
that
like.
Play-Doh lesson. We've all been there. We've tasted the Play-Doh, and it does not taste good.
I feel like what makes The Lion King good is not Timon and Pumbaa. I think they're a little overrated, and they are not my favorite part of The Lion King. They're all right. They are not my favorite part.
You stop that.
They're not my favorite part.
Zazu's great too. If you ever get to go see the Broadway Lion King, Zazu is the greatest part of that musical.
Zazu was so good.
He's so good.
Zazu was so good. Oh, Pinocchio for you? Okay. I can respect Pinocchio.
Christmas Carol. Ooh, the Muppets Christmas Carol. That was my jam.
Lion King is the best, though. Sorry. Pinocchio's good. Christmas Carol. Lion King's the best. Sorry.
Muppets Christmas Carol. And then I saw like the stage plays of A Christmas Carol so many times as a kid. Grandpa would take us like every year.
I mean, it's a good story.
Finding Nemo is a good one. I like
Finding Nemo is good. It is good, but it's not The Lion King. Not even close. Not even close. Top 5? I don't know if I could do top 5, honestly. I just know Lion King's number 1. I don't know if I could do top 5 favorite Disney movies. I've seen Disney's Christmas Carol. I've seen it. Listen, I know all the words to I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
The words to like every song in that movie. How do you not know every word to every song?
And Be
They're
Prepared.
All so catchy.
And Circle of Life. And Hakuna Matata. And Can You Feel the Love Tonight? All of it. No, all the words, all that stuff. And Mulan is probably high up there too. I really do like Mulan a lot. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's just not The Lion King.
I like Mulan too. Mulan's
It's
good.
good. Look, Mulan is great. I think Ratatouille is probably in his top favorites.
Yeah, Ratatouille is
Anyone can cook.
so good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was good.
Like at the time, the CGI was amazing. It
It
still
was at
holds
the
up.
time. It was really good, and it's all about cooking. That's like right up your alley.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of like the Great Mass. Ooh, the Rescuers Down Under.
Rescuers Down Under. Oh my
Both
god.
the Rescuers were good, but
Hands
Rescuer
down,
Down Under was the
Rescuers Down Under, top 5 all-time favorites. That movie is so good. Oh,
best. I'm pretty sure you've
Ah.
listed like 8 top 5 favorites.
no, I haven't. No, I haven't. You stop that. She wants to know about the dog.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch too. Yeah.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch is good.
I love the TV show actually, Lilo and Stitch. This dog is Rudy. We are watching him for a couple of weeks because her dad is in surgery, and this is his dog. So we're just taking care of him.
I'm offended by what Dan has said to me. I don't even know how to respond right now.
I'm not getting involved in this one. I'm stepping away from
First
that.
of all, Little Mermaid is just about a 16-year-old girl who has a crush on a dude and gives up her entire life for a freaking dude. Stupid. That does not teach girls about independence. Okay?
But it was her choice.
She was 16. She was a child. Okay. Second, Aladdin is good.
To be fair, like every princess in all these stories, if you go by like the true story, they're all like 14 or 16. So
Whatever. Little Mermaid was stupid. I'm going to give up the one thing that makes me who I am, that I'm really good at, for a dude that I don't even know. Because I think he's hot. Okay. Aladdin's good.
Mickey's
I will not
Christmas
fight
Carol
that.
is great too. Yeah.
Aladdin is good. But Lion King is Hamlet and Jesus in Africa with lions. Like, what more can you, like, it's so good. Jeremy Irons, hands down, Scar is the best Disney villain. I will fight everyone on that one. Scar is hands down the greatest ever. Period. And one of the few Disney villains to actually succeed in his plans, may I just say. He actually does what he sets out to do. He has a great song. He is like the best big kitty of all time. And yes, Rescuers Down Under is so fucking good. So good. By a mile. That one is so good. That one is so underrated, and it's sad because it's so good. Joanna the Goanna is... I love her. These are not Joanna eggs.
So if we didn't have the Lion King, we wouldn't have a reason to lift our cats. That's right. Or when you get a little like raspberry jam or something on your finger, going up to someone and going like Simba.
I did that with paint at work. I did that to one of the interns with paint. I had paint on my hand and I went Simba on their forehead.
I've done that to Ramona before too. You know, we got
Sebastian. Who cares about Sebastian and the seagull? We got Rafiki, Zazu, Shenzi, Bonsai, Ed. Come on. They're all way better. Kayla's like, I don't think I've seen Rescuers Down Under.
You should watch it.
She's from Down Under. She might be a little more judgy about it.
I mean, It doesn't really focus too much on like the Australian portion. It's just the setting.
Just so you know, Kayla, it does take place in Australia, but 90% of the characters do not have Australian accents. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
I think the kangaroo is the only one with an Australian
The,
accent,
the kangaroos
and
have
the mouse,
Australian accents. And like the dude on the radio.
and the mouse.
And the mouse. Jake.
Yeah,
Jake. Oh my god. That dude. What a player. Oh my god. Scar is the best. Hands down. No villain is better than Scar. Hades is close though. Love Hercules. Hercules is good. I loved Hercules.
Hercules too. I don't know if I put it in my top 5.
I don't know if I put it in my top 5, but I really liked Hercules. I like, as far as villains go, Hades is great.
The Elephant Princess? No.
Scar is the best though. Vane, you know what's up. Scar is the best. Hands down. No one's better than Scar. Be prepared. Like, come on. Doesn't get any better than that. Close second is Radigan. Radigan's fantastic. Love him.
He is.
Radigan is amazing. He's one of my favorites.
That's why the Great Mouse Detective. The Great
The
Mouse
Great Mouse
Detective
Detective
did.
is so good.
It did scare the crap out of me when I was a kid, though.
That movie did not do very well, but like, it's so good. It's Sherlock Holmes with rodents. It's so good.
Wasn't there a second one too? A sequel?
I don't know.
I thought there was. It was one of those, straight to DVD. It was terrible.
If there was, I didn't see it. I don't know.
Did you ever watch the Timon and Pumbaa show on the Disney Channel when you were a kid?
Yeah.
I love that show too.
So I love The Lion King, and I'm just gonna say, I did not like Lion King 1.5, and I did not like Lion King 2. Hated them both. Just saying. I really enjoyed like the first 2 Pirates movies. I liked the first 2 Pirates movies. I thought those were really good. I thought the first 2 were solid. They were good.
The first 2 were really good.
3, it kind of... Excuse me. No, he does not. Not even close. No. No. Hook does not beat Scar. Hook is like a blubbering idiot in Peter Pan. Scar is like got his shit together. No way. Not even close.
Because he can't run his empire once he gets it.
Well, he gets it though. Hook can't even get dressed without Smee.
Fair enough. This is Wormtail.
Hook can't even like make his own. Yes, Great Mouse Detective. Yes. Yes, Vane. Hades is awesome, right? Yeah, Vane knows. Hades is fantastic. The movie, whatever. But Hades by himself, chef's kiss. So good. James
It's
Woods
great.
was so good. I got a hunk of moussaka caught in my throat, huh? Like, Hades is so good. Yeah, Lion King sequels, they're not canon. There it is. They're not canon.
God, again. How did this turn from a fantasy discussion into Disney?
I don't know. Ooh, Jafar. Love Jafar too. Absolutely love
yeah, there you go.
Jafar.
Jafar succeeded.
No,
Yeah, he did.
guess
He became
kinda
a
did.
genie. That's what he wanted. He wanted to become all powerful. And he did.
mean,
Technically, he wasn't even defeated. He's just stowed away.
he's limited by the rules of his
Yeah.
abilities. Jafar is also one of my favorite. I love Jafar. Yeah. All right, Akash, you make a good point. Jafar is freaking great. Love Jafar. He's good. He's good. Give props to Jafar. He's awesome. I like him.
Think of any other Disney movies right now.
Mother Gothel. How do we feel about Mother Gothel? Giving you PTSD right now.
A little bit. Honestly, I think she was just kind of meh.
Oh, I thought she was like, I thought she was evil. I thought she was evil like Umbridge is evil.
Yeah, she like manipulates
She's
Rapunzel
very
and everything.
real. She's very real. Like you could know somebody like Mother Gothel.
The things we do for beauty. After he lost his hand, same as Scar after he actually gains power. But Hook's empire thrives, Scar's suffers. Hmm? I'm gonna leave that open to you.
Does Hook even have an empire?
He's got a pretty big boat.
All right, he's got a boat. What else?
Captain
He
of his
still
own
shits
boat.
himself whenever a crocodile shows up.
Yeah, so does Jack Sparrow, but you've heard of him.
What empire? I just want to know what empire Hook has, because like he kind of doesn't have an empire.
Pirate Empire.
He doesn't have one. He's just like hanging out on a shore somewhere. Going to the bathroom. Streaming.
Xenon. No decent bad guy, but great hero. Wait, who is Xenon? What? Watch Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, King Ramsay's Curse. Couldn't stop laughing. Courage the Cowardly Dog is my childhood. I watched every single one of those episodes multiple times when I was a kid. Like, Goosebumps freaked me out too much, so I had to watch Courage the Cowardly Dog. It was the level of scare that I could stand. And yeah, Ramsay's Curse is a pretty great one. Is that the one where he opens the door and there's like the really bad 3D model of this dude standing out in the middle of the field, just staring at him? Do you know what I'm talking about with Courage the Cowardly Dog? Oh my god. She hasn't watched it. What? Oh, Dan's got you here. Hook has more than just one boat. He's got a port, an armada. Your move, Scar.
Scar has an entire hyena army. Literally an army. And they must not have. First of all, Lion King takes place over years. So as soon as he took over, things must have been good for at least quite a while because Nala doesn't
Until
show.
the food runs out.
I'm just saying he was successful and was successful for quite a long time. He had an entire army, he fed his people, and his plot, his plan was successful. Kill the king, become the king. That was his
Someone like $5 million and then they do nothing with it but spend
All right,
it until it runs
but-
out and you say they're a great
But
businessman.
what
They
did
had $5
what was
million.
Hook's motivation? Hook's motivation was to defeat Peter Pan. He didn't do that. That's Hook's plan. Hook's plan isn't I have this armada and I have this port and blah, 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 blah. His plan is to defeat Peter Pan so he can take over Neverland. He doesn't do that.
No.
So therefore, Scar is
took
successful.
over everything else because
Heck yes, Vane. Are You Afraid of the Dark? That show was bomb. The vampire episode, it's so funny you mentioned that because I talked about that today at work. I was talking about the Nosferatu episode and how it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. That episode traumatized me, but I love that show. Yeah, Hyena Army wins all the way. Just saying. Hyena Army? Don't even. The pirates are going to lose. The hyenas are going to eat you while you're alive. Like, no way. Pirates are not winning.
Why does this sound like one of those dumb internet questions? Like, who would win?
Army of
Army of
hyenas.
chicken-sized T-Rexes or a chicken or a T-Rex-sized chicken. Like who would win? An army of hyenas or a pirate armada?
I actually hey, no, it's years. Yeah, it's years. Dan, it's years cuz Simba is a cub and then he becomes a fully grown lion before Nala even shows up. That's at least 2 years.
We'll know that he was sexually mature because that scene that was way too promiscuous for a kids movie.
So at least 2 years.
They have to be 2. Well, how old was he when he ran away?
He was a cub. He was like
He was probably like a year old, so we're gonna
no,
say he was
no,
like
a year-old cub is way bigger than that. He was like a few months old. He was like maybe 6, 8 months old. Like a year-old cub is big.
Oh.
2, 3 years.
Okay, well there you go.
It takes like at least 2, 3 years to grow a mane.
And just to enjoy life. Exactly.
No,
Just trying
his
to enjoy
plan
himself.
was, according to the film's motivation, the film's his motivation was to defeat Peter Pan.
It was his next great adventure. Careful with him. I think he hears the fireworks going on. I know Bailey's like curled up in the other room because of the fireworks.
I would definitely say Cruella because she wants to murder puppies. That is
100 puppies
100% Cruella. Ew.
for fashion. Yeah, no.
No, Cruella is way more evil. Bellatrix just enjoys inflicting pain on humans.
Although I think
Cruella wants to murder puppies for money.
3 years for the lion to age up. Yeah, she's right.
All right. Listen, I'm a zoologist. I know what I'm talking about. Don't argue with animals. Sorry, you're scared for the roots. I'm sorry, you're scared roots.
But Hook had lots. Wait, lots of what? Lots of pirate people.
Lots of booty.
Ha 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 ha. See what you did there. It's because he's got a big butt. Hook existed before Peter. Did he?
So, what is that? I mean, Scar existed before Simba.
I think he's saying that Hook had a lot of successes before Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah, but we're not talking about
Peter Pan was the final boss.
we're not talking about prior to or whatever. Yeah, Cruella is awful. Cruella is super evil. Are you kidding? But.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get sleepy.
I'm sleepy, but I am getting really hungry.
Okay.
Because I didn't eat dinner yet.
So I guess on the topic of Hook versus Scar,
Scar wins.
I'm not commenting on this. I'm not in. This is a you and Dan discussion. I'm not getting in on this.
Wins hands down. Hands down. Scar had an objective. He succeeded. He is the only Disney villain to succeed in his film motivation. No other Disney villain accomplishes his film goal other than Scar.
Time is it's 9:30 at night here.
Yeah, it's 9:30 here.
Which for, someone in their mid 20s like myself isn't that late, but for someone in their 30s, it's getting up there. It's their bedtime. What? I'll give her a second. The brain, it takes a second once you get up there in years.
What does that say about you then? You taking advantage of a dementia patient over here?
Said you had dementia.
You're implying that I am mentally incompetent.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying, memory fades.
Betrayal lasts forever. Yeah, Dan, rewatch The Lion King just to see, and then you come back and you tell me whether Hook is better than Scar. Come on. Scar is the best, Dan. You just watch. Scar is the best. Hands down.
I agree with you, Kayla. I think we should keep on streaming now, just so I have video proof of anything that may happen. Hey, hi, how you doing tonight?
I don't know. My mental faculties aren't what they were. What's happening right now?
Uh, I was talking about how much I love you, and you were saying how much you love me. That's all.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that, you omelette looking motherfucker.
But she doesn't even know. She thinks I'm an omelet. Like, Venus, get out of my. Um, if we're not back Thursday, call
You will have
someone.
died in a very grievous accident that there was nothing we could do about. It was terrible.
So yeah, we'll be back Thursday with another stream. Until then,
Bye.
have a good night.
Have a
Have a great
lovely
day.
evening.
Take care.
Have a pleasant night.